Welcome to the Icecrown Citadel Raid Guide. My name is Kanzer. In this video, I'll be going over our 10-man strategy for Lord Marrowgar, the first encounter in Icecrown Citadel. If you'd like more information or would like to learn more about downloading this movie, click more info on the movie information box on YouTube to head directly to TankSpot. Also, be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button to the right so you'll automatically be notified as we release movies. For this encounter, you should have at least 2 tanks and 2 healers. Lord Marrowgar is best described as an introductory boss in Icecrown Citadel, and requires basic movement, coordination, and placement in order to down him. Lord Marrowgar will need to be tanked in the middle of the room, about where he stands, and the raid should spread out evenly behind him and to the sides of him, to all be in range of each other for healing and bone spikes when they happen. Melee DPS should take advantage of his huge hitbox and spread themselves out in a half circle directly behind the boss. It is possible for melee DPS and healers to stand far within his hitbox to avoid getting hit by flames altogether. However, this runs the risk of them getting Saber Lash instead of the tanks, and so it's not advisable, as dodging the flames is very simple and doesn't leave possible insta-gibbs to chance. If your raid is having much trouble dodging the flames, it is something you can try. Range should avoid standing in front of Marrowgar even at a distance, as this also seems to put you at risk of getting hit by Saber Lash. There are 3 distinct abilities to keep in mind during this phase. First off, Lord Marrowgar does an attack called Saber Lash. This does 200% of his normal melee attack damage and spreads it between the tank and the closest ally to him, and prevents them from being impaled by Bone Spike Graveyard. This is the reason for having 2 tanks, as you don't want a single tank taking the full attack, nor a random DPS getting hit by this at all. For this reason, both tanks should stand within 5 yards of each other in front of the boss, and should do their best to stay that way throughout the entire fight's duration. The second ability to be aware of is called Cold Flame. Marrowgar will occasionally spit out lines of fire that target a particular player and move in a straight line toward them until gone. While in the fire, a player will take 6,000 frost damage every second for 3 seconds. This is very simple to avoid, as all you need to do is sidestep out of the way and let it go by you. Melee should pay particular attention to this, as they can find a fire right on top of them at any given time. Despite being flames, they do frost damage, so it's a good idea to run Frost Protection Aura or a totem. Finally, Lord Marrowgar performs an attack called Bone Spike Graveyard. What this does is impales a random raid member and traps them into one of these graveyards. These graveyards deal 10% health per second in damage, as well as immobilizes whoever gets hit, so they need to be broken out of it immediately, before a flame overwhelms them or they die from the tick in general. Ranged DPS should be divided between the left, right, and center behind the boss, and their priority is to break people out of these graveyards before resuming DPS on the boss. Melee should assist with any that appear near them, or if your range is having trouble breaking people out on their own, Melee should assist with all of them. Eventually, you'll get an emote that says Lord Marrowgar creates a whirling storm of bone. This signals Marrowgar is about to go into his whirlwind, which is phase 2. DPS should continue as normal. When Marrowgar goes into his whirlwind, he will begin targeting random people and moving very fast back and forth between them. The whirlwind itself does an insignificant amount of damage and can easily be healed through. However, while he is doing this, he will shoot out cold flames at 4 different angles at an accelerated rate, so it's important that everyone is paying attention and moving to avoid these fires. The whirlwind lasts for 30 seconds, and the tanks need to be right there when he wears off to pick him up, because his aggro will reset once it's finished. DPS should allow the tank a couple of seconds to re-establish aggro and position before resuming DPS, as he is taunt immune. Once the whirlwind is done, he goes back to normal and phase 1 begins again. From this point on, it's just rinse and repeat until he's dead. All in all, this is a simple encounter that requires basic movement, positioning, and proper placement to get through. As long as everyone dodges fires, breaks people out of Bone Spike Graveyards, and performs as they should, you shouldn't have much trouble. Thanks for watching this movie. As always, feel free to ask questions or add suggestions either on YouTube or on the strategy thread on TankSpot.com. Also, TankSpot donors can download all of these movies in high definition directly from our servers. Click the second link in the movie information box to learn more.